Okay.
I think we're live. We're live.
We're
They always
live.
catch us off guard. I'm looking at the screen that's making it look like we're not live, but this says we're streaming live. So I'm going to go off of what Zoom says. So now we'll just wait for the people to come in and start chatting it up with us. But while we're doing that, we can just talk about the energies that we were talking about before we got live.
Absolutely. The full moon.
Yeah. You guys feeling it? Because I'm judging by the reaching out that I've gotten today. People are feeling it. So yeah, a lot of things going on. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Claudia. You are live, yeah. Hi, Katie. Hi, Carol. All right. Perfect. We're getting the room is filling in. I tried to send out a reminder on the YouTube link today, the little banner to remind people we were going to do this. But my gosh, Judy and I have been running 100 miles an hour for a few weeks now. So
yep,
guys are lucky we remembered to be here. So,
well, we haven't done one for a while.
Yeah, it's time. Let's see what else we got. Lucy, hello. Sherry, Jade. See you guys coming in there. Jade's saying she's feeling the full moon. It's been so expansive and beautiful. Well, I'm glad you're getting that version of it.
Others are having different versions.
yeah. There's been a lot of do you have a minute? Do you have a minute? And I'm like, not today. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just kind of some interesting energy. And I was telling Judy that it felt like some of the energy felt pretty dense, but the good news about that is that means it's coming to the surface to be cleared, to be moved on. So, we're going to be looking at questions today. It'll be interesting to see how that energy comes in, how the Arcturians want to come in and answer those things. There's some good stuff that's going to be asked today. Hopefully everybody can get something from it and it'll be good. It's fun. Okay, so I don't have my glasses on and the second screen's a little further away from me. So you see me doing the old lady thing. Read it. Like, what? Oh, that's not what I thought it said. No. Hello, Martha. Ground and center. Great information there, Sherry. Nice. Ground and center. Yeah, there's just been a lot of things going on. So I'm going to be leaving on Monday. I was talking to Judy about this. I leave Monday morning for Ibiza, Spain for the QHHT reunion they're having over there. And then, hey, you guys, Judy and I are both going to be in Thailand in January. So if you're curious about QHHT and you're curious about Thailand, go over to QHHTofficial.com, check out the retreat that they're doing over there. You don't have to be a practitioner to attend. They do a lot of retreat type things. There are some things that we do that are specific for QHHT, but you get to sit in on that and hear about it and see if it resonates for you. So it's really kind of cool.
But they might be curious about us too, You
might be curious about us. And we're going to be doing workshops there. So that'll be something too. If you guys want to experience one of our workshops, I think we either get an hour or 90 minutes. That hasn't been disclosed to us yet. But we'll get time on one of the days where we get to do workshops. So definitely a good time to be had, and we get to participate in such a fun way. Judy and I are excited about being there and doing that.
Absolutely.
So, Judy's going to do her channeling for the first time with a live audience.
Yep.
In-person audience, I should say. You guys are live and you've seen her channel. So, all right. Am I packed? You should see the arrangement of mess I got going on. It's like, okay. Okay, you guys, here's a little confession. I think it's funny that I'm going to do this because I've been to Spain before, and the only coffee that I can get in Spain is espresso or espresso light coffees. And I like my regular cup of Joe, right? Like my watered down American version of coffee, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to make room in my luggage for my little camp trailer coffee. It's a little pod one, and it's a 1 cup little pod thing. And I'm going to find a way to bring it. I am, because I remember last time I went to Barcelona, and I was just like, somebody's got to make a regular cup of coffee. No. And they're like, we could do an Americano for you. And it's like, well, that is so strong and bitter. And I actually get a migraine off it. No, I need baby girl coffee. I need the medium, roast, low. You give me that espresso stuff and I'm going to get nauseous. That's too strong, because they drink it strong over there. It's crazy. So anyways, there's a little secret about me and my little coffee. I don't have to have the coffee, but it's kind of nice. And I know that when we go to breakfast, they're going to be like, we have espresso. And I even looked it up in the place that we're staying at the Grand Ibiza Hotel. And so I looked up the rooms and the amenities, and it said it's an espresso machine in the rooms. And I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing mine. So there's a little bit about your little friend, Tracy. The other thing that I like to drink is the turmeric tea, and I found those in little pots, so I can bring that too. And I found a way to filter the water, so I can use filtered water, not the tap water, because I was like, how am I going to get water in there now? I mean, like, these are all the things. These are my priorities, not, oh, where should I go to, or what should I go see while I'm there? It's like, how am I going to get my favorite beverages? Anyway.
Have you thought about whether your plug will fit a European plug?
Already got the converter. Yeah, it's like there's a checklist. So like I said, I've got things scattered all over. Like, okay, got to fit all these in the bags.
Bags. Do you take more than one?
Well, I can check a bag, and I can have a carry-on and my personal bag. So I'm thinking I'm going to need that if I'm going to take the kitchen sink. So I don't know why she's laughing. It's a real thing.
I'm a very light traveler. I
Oh.
take one small backpack and everything gets in there. That's it. Just carry on luggage. That's all I ever take.
This is the first time, I can't remember ever checking a bag. So this could be the first time I've checked a bag. So, yeah. It'll be a new experience for me, but I'm going to check the bag. I usually just take the carry-on and get it all in there, but it's like, what's the weather going to be? Well, the nights are going to be pretty cold, but the days will be nice and warm. Okay, so we need cold and warm clothing. Okay, and cold and warm shoes. And yeah, so it's just becoming this. We'll see. It's a thing, you guys. It's a thing. Okay, let's see. I love that you're laughing. That's good news in the chat. And filter water. Yes, I found this little filter. So like, I have this, and thank you, Kelly, for that. Not Kelly, sorry, Cindy, for that. I found one of these that has the filtered straw in it, right? Because you can't bring the water into the airport, but then you can fill a water container in there. So I'm bringing that, and that's going to filter the water from there. All the chlorine tastes that are in those. And that's what got me thinking, I wonder if I could get something similar, because with that one, you have to suck on the straw to get it to go through the filter when you fill it up. So that wouldn't work to use in the room to use as filtered water, because I'd have to suck the straw and then spit it out. No, nobody wants that. Anyway. By the way, I'm only entertaining you guys while we let people come into the chat. We will get to the reading, I promise. Anyways, so I found this smaller container. It's about the size of that. That is a little water pitcher, and I'm hoping that I can figure out how that's going to fit. It's not very big, and then you just pour the water in, and then it fills the pitcher with filtered water, and it's like, that's perfect.
You could always get bottled water over there.
Yeah. I guess I was trying to think of how not to use a lot of plastic bottles, because some people don't recycle as well. I don't know what Spain's like, but I've been places where they just have you throw it in the garbage can. And because we recycle here in Oregon, that it's really hard for me to do that. And you can say, do you guys recycle? And they'll say yes. And then they'll throw it in the garbage can when you're not looking. I've seen that too. So I just decided I'll do it this way. And we do get bottled water while we're there, and that'll be fine. But I figured, you know, we're going to be doing some traveling. I'm going to get set up for that.
For one.
You'll be coming in Thailand. You'll be like, Tracy, you got that filtered water over there? I'd like to fill my water bottle.
Yeah, we'll.
I'm dehydrated over here. I'll be like, I have unlimited supply. Come to me. All right, you guys, we're going to get started on this. I'm glad you guys are all in here. I see Janet and Spiritual Disco. Welcome, welcome. Did I miss anybody? I think we got everybody. I announced everybody that I saw come in. And you guys get noisy in the chat room. Neither one of us are going to see it because Judy can't see the chat room. She doesn't have a second screen, and I'm going to have my eyes closed. So chat amongst yourselves, but please do, or share in the chat later so that we can see it. I'm going to go get Daniel. Do you have any announcements?
I'm still recovering from a holiday mode, so I have no announcements at the moment.
I've had a little bit of a like boom, 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 boom kind of days. So you guys are catching me in that. The 30th, tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I'm doing the messages from the sacred lands of Earth. From what I'm told, we're going to get messages from, like the pyramids or the ley lines or the crop circles. What are these about? Earth is going to start talking to us about some of the things she's going through, what's happening with Earth. This is a 1-hour journey, and I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of our own upgrading in that and downloads of information. Judy's going to do her induction or what meditation. She's going to do a meditation beforehand. Me being a little bit, what's the words? Find them. You guys, this is the version of me you're getting today. I love it. Okay, so Judy's going to do a meditation at the beginning, and then we'll bring in the Arcturians, our beautiful Daniel and friends, and we will get you guys some information on that. The link for that's going to be down below. It is Messages of the Sacred Sites. I'm going to tell you what, if you want to join us, I have a loyal listeners coupon or promo code, and that is YouTube. So if you put YouTube in there, you're going to save 20%. So that gets you a little discount. Come join the fun. Get on there with us. If you cannot make it live, that's okay. Anyone that signs up for the live version of this gets a full video copy and an audio copy of just the journey itself. So it's worth doing it. Get on there, save 20%. YouTube, put it in. It'll get you 20%. Okay, that link's down below. I'll shut up now. Maybe. I'll go get Daniel. And Judy's like, okay, I got the questions.
Yep.
I gave Judy a 1-hour limit, and I already talked for 15, but let's go 1 hour from now. I've got, if you guys are still around, the metaphysical hour is going to come live right about an hour or 5 o'clock Pacific time. So whatever time zone you're in, it's 3:15 now. So it's an hour and 45 minutes from now. I'll be live again with Julia Cannon. So stick around. We'll have that going on too. If you're watching this at a later time, go find that one too. If you're watching live, I'll be on live again shortly. So I'm going to go
the workshop tomorrow is also at 3 p.m. Pacific.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the Aussie audiences, we have a daylight saving change tomorrow. So for Queensland, it'll be 8 a.m. For New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania, it'll be 9 a.m.
What is it with you and your time change?
Well, we're
on the day that we're make it
yes.
more complicated. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to try to reel it in and go get Daniel, and we'll see what kind of messages are there for that. Okay.
All right.
We would have just let you two go on and on. It's okay. We were having a lot of fun listening and being in the energy of the playfulness, the conversations. And so we are so happy to see everybody here. We're in this beautiful time together. There is a time of change, a time of information, a time for change of information, right? And so many of you are going through transitioning times. You're moving through some things. You're letting old things drop away as usual. That is the theme of this year, right? We're moving through old constructs and old paradigms and old belief systems, and it's surfacing and it's showing itself to you and it's rearing its ugly little head, isn't it? So with joyful bliss, we say to you, this too shall pass and greater things are coming. So if you could keep your focus on the great things that are coming, we are encouraging you. If you are on this path and things are shockingly disappearing in your life, we say to you, trust that. Trust it. Tracy's in her mind going, oh, it's like that little banner with Jesus with the big teddy bear behind his back, and he's trying to get the little kid to give up the little teddy bear because he's got a bigger one for it. And it's like, no, that's my teddy bear. Don't hang on to the teddy bear, people. Let the teddy bear go. Whatever it is that's dropping away, trust it. It's dropping away because something better is coming in. And not only that, but think about this. You have been going through some transitions, whether you're finding them blissful transitions or difficult transitions, depending on what your energy connection to the transition or the clearing of the closets, if you will. You've been moving some old things out, but nothing new has been coming in. Some of you even feel like you've been just sitting in this void, this neutrality. And it's like, why isn't anything happening? Nothing, this life is getting, what's the point of being here? Nothing is happening. And we say to you, you know why that was happening? Because there's a big change coming for you. And you were little bit and a little bit and a little bit of making room for something very big to come in. And so you couldn't make that much room right away, or it would have been devastating for you. So you were moving things out little bit, little bit, little bit. Now you have this big space that's ready for something really big to come in for you. So be in the joy of that. Be in the excitement of that. Changes are here because something better is coming and you are in alignment to it. All right. We thank you, Judy, for being here with us again and for sharing this time with us. We'll see you again tomorrow. We're excited about that. So what we want to do is we want to just invite a platform for everyone that is listening. We know that you are listening for your question to come in. We want you to listen to everyone's question today. Find what resonates for you with the answer to that question. There is something here for everyone. So pay attention. Don't just pay attention to your question and what is asked for you. Pay attention to, stick around, listen to all the questions, all the answers. There's going to be a lot of information today. And that information, if it doesn't help you, it may help somebody you know. You might get off of this transmission today and a friend will call you and ask you a question. You'll be like, I just saw that. I know the answer to this. And so we want you to stick around. We want you to embrace all the questions and all the answers. Take what feels right, let the rest go, and use your discernment. Okay? All right. Judy, what do you have for us?
Well, firstly, it's wonderful to be back and speaking with you again. It's been a little while, so very much looking forward to this, to both today and tomorrow. So the first one is from Keith, who's been trying to sense his guides, a higher self, Arcturians for a long time, but feels that he's being blocked. He asks, can you please tune in to him and see what it is that he's experiencing?
First off, we want to thank you, Keith, for giving us the permission to be in your energy, that we are honored for that experience with you. One of the things we pick up with you is that there is a trying. There is a trying going on here, that you are working too hard for this connection. When you get into the connection with your beautiful star seeds, like the Arcturians, you open up and flow. You don't search for it. You don't look for it. You don't wait for it. You're not sitting there going, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Because when you do that, you are actually creating, you're switching the minds, right? You got your creative mind, you have your analytical mind, and you're going into the analytical mind looking for something that you should be finding in the creative mind. And so that is why people will be like, well, when I'm in the shower or I'm doing my art or I'm doing my music or whatever their artistic creative side is, that's when the information flows. That's when they start to receive things. It's when their aha moments come in, because they're letting go of trying and they're moving into allow and being in the flow. And so we want you to allow yourself to embrace that idea. Get out of the critical mind, get into your creative mind, and do something fun. Maybe go for a walk and just be present with what's going on for you in that walk. And maybe you have conversations in your head. Tracy likes to go for drives. She'll drive around and she gets in her little zombie driving mode, right? And she's driving around, and then she starts talking, and then all of a sudden she's getting answers. She's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is my place where I'm entertained by all the things I'm passing, the weather, the houses, the other cars, all the things. And so then she gets out of her own way, and we can start bringing her messages and those thoughts in her head. So we encourage you to try that. Don't get in traffic. That's not going to help, because then you'll just get grumpy about it. Go out in nature, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, go for a little drive in nature, do something like that. Disconnect from that energy of, we don't want to say force, because that's not really what it is, but you're looking for it. It's like watching the pot of water, waiting for it to boil, right? And it's like, why isn't it boiling? You're doing that same thing. And so just release that energy. You're such a sweet and kind soul. You have some very positive, beautiful energy waiting to come in for you. Some of the things that are your Arcturians talking to you, you are missing it. Start paying attention, because you're not missing it. What's the word that we want to use? You're not taking it serious. What's the word, Judy? Give us a
Doubting.
word. What's that?
Doubting.
Yes, doubting, displacing it, moving it. No, I just want it to be that, whatever. Yes, doubting and dismissing. That's the word, dismissing it. So watch for your thoughts. What are the thoughts that are coming in? And see, this is, again, a message for everybody. So watch the thoughts that are coming in. When you are in your higher vibrational communication, whether it be your high self, your Arcturians, your starseed, families, whatever you resonate with, it's going to come in with positive, high vibrational information. And it's not going to come in with doubt. It's not going to come in saying, well, I think it might be this. I think it might be that. Maybe. No, that is you. And that's when you know it's you. When there is doubt and there's a little bit of that fear or ego or wonder, those lower vibrational doubting thoughts. Not that that's a bad thing. That's what you're programmed to do. So we don't want you to think, oh, that darn part of me. No, love that part of yourself, because that's where discernment comes in. You want to question things, right? You want to make sure that you're not just believing everything that everybody says all of the time. You want to use your discernment, your gut. Allow for these answers to come in and flow with you. You're going to start getting familiar with the difference between that higher self coming in, that Arcturian channel coming in, that Syrian channel, all those fun channels. Or is it me being in doubt and discrediting what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you're going to get it figured out. Okay. Well, stop talking so we can get through a lot of questions, because we know we're on a time limit. So let's get the next question, please.
Well, that was a wonderful answer to that, because that question really applies to everybody. So it was great. Thank you.
Yes.
The next one is from Delphi, asking how they deal with the depression that comes with not having the kind of social, emotional support that they want in life.
So what she's really actually, oh, interesting. Okay, so what we see with her is we see that there is crossed over loved ones that are around her, and she's actually quite sensitive to this. She's quite empathic to spirit and to energies around her. So when it's a loved one that has left this world already, what happens is she gets triggered in the memory of the loved one, and it brings in sadness versus joy. That's one of the things that's happening. Very connected. Some of that depression is not yours. It belongs to the collective. It belongs to friends. It belongs to other people. And so some of that sadness can be cleared. So we're asking for your team to work with you. And if you could give them permission to work with you to clear the sadness, and that goes for everybody. Some of the stuff that you carry is not yours. ask your team right now. I give you permission to come in the highest and best good to clear the energy that's not mine. I send love and light to all those that I cared enough about to carry their burdens. We love them. We want them to heal as well. And so send them love and light, and just see yourself recovering from that. There needs to be some chakra clearing there. Delphi was the name that we're speaking to. Is that right?
Delphi, yeah.
And so we want some chakra clearing there. So maybe go into one of your social medias like YouTube, like you're watching right now, and find somebody that does a chakra clearing, and just sit and listen to it and allow yourself to receive these beautiful energies as they clear the chakras, as they move into a better alignment. There's also some holes in the aura that are leaking out some energy. So what you are calculating out to be, I'm feeling sad that I don't have the support. What's happening is actually the energy you do have is like this constant drain, like you've got a leaky faucet or something, right? And so we're just going to ask to go through and seal up the auric field and make sure that these energy tears are not leaking energy anymore, and just asking for the healing from head to toe with you, and removing the sadness so that you can be connected to your spirit guides. You are connected to your council. You have so many beautiful loved ones and council members and spirit members around you. You are very loved. You're very loved. There is something that will shift for you, but there's a shift that you need to make as well. There's a past life that you need to clear, something where you spent a life in isolation or something there that needs to clear. So ask to have the past lives connected to this feeling to also be cleared from your auric field. You don't need it anymore. You're ready to let this go. You've had the experience. You don't need it anymore. And so with that, and with this beautiful collective watching with us today, we all send you love and light. And we send you that support energy that you are looking for. And we ask that you be filled up from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. You are filled with beautiful, loving energy, and you are feeling the support of the loved ones around you. We see that you have support around you, but the energy has to be an energetic match. So if you had a belief system that you were not supported, then the ones that love you and support you around you, either that goes through your filter and it doesn't come across as being loving and supporting, or they pulled their energy back because there is an energy frequency that is denying that love and support. And I know that could be hard to understand when that's what you want, but when you are in the wanting, it's telling the universe you don't have it. So the universe says, okay, then we can't bring that to her because she's saying she doesn't have it. So you're claiming, I am loved, I am supported, I live in a world that loves and supports me. I have a universe that wants me to thrive and be loved and supported. I am love, I am support. Everybody do that with everything that you want in your life. Bring it in. You are so powerful. And we don't want you guys to give that power away to other people, like your friends and your relatives and all the things. You have to look at the part you're playing. What part are you playing in this? Where do you have an attachment to? It could be that one person that you're very attached to is the person that isn't bringing that love and support to you, but it's everywhere else around you. But you're so focused on the one that it feels like nobody is. And so we want you to look at, where is it that you are looking for that love and support? This is where you step into your power. You start owning the part you're playing in this, okay? So you're going to step into your power. You're going to look at, where is it that you are looking for this? And you're going to say, why am I attached to my love and support coming from this source? I need to let go of my attachment and my expectation of it coming from this place. And I'm going to allow the universe to show me where that support is. And it's going to show up in magical ways all around me all the time. And I'm going to start recognizing it. And my life is going to change. And I'm going to be thriving. And it's going to feel so good. And that's where we'll leave you with that one.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
The next one is from Isla Allen, and they would like to know about the horses that they have and why some of them leave before the time seems right, especially a horse called Althea, who was so young.
So asking about the animals and why they're leaving?
Yes.
We're seeing if they'll come in and tell us, because we don't know. We don't know what their purpose in this world was for those times that they were here. What was the name of the young one that left?
Althea.
Sophia. Sometimes it's hard to understand the things that we go through in the human form, right? And there are contracts that are made, there are karma that is experienced, and we don't know what led to. We can't know, because if you knew, then you wouldn't have the experience that you needed to have in order to balance the karma and the things. And this horse played a role. This beautiful soul played a role for you and for others too. You weren't the only one that was affected by this beautiful little being exiting the planet. And it came at, there was karma paid. Somebody needed to learn the value. Someone's prioritizing, needing to prioritize. They say they need to prioritize. They're getting lost there. Animals will do the most beautiful sacrifices for humankind. When think about some of the stories that you hear, somebody's getting really caught up in the wrong parts of life, and then they lose their most favorite fur baby or whatever might be experienced. And all of a sudden they realize that, oh, I wish I would have spent more time with my pet. I wish I would have treated it differently. I wish I wouldn't have yelled at me last night when I was in a bad mood. You know, they start understanding. It shows them a lot of things when the animal is no longer there. This is some of the reasons why pets will come and go so quickly, but they do return. And if they are your soulmate animal, if they are your soul being with a connection with you, they come back many times throughout a lifetime while you are here. And again, they can take many forms. And we think that actually you have had the return of this young horse that you're talking about, because you did have a soul connection to it. And we think that if it hasn't returned, it will return to you. It's going to come in a different form. And so you'll watch for that. Now, what we might even say to that is it could come in the form of an animal that could be closer to you even. As a horse, it's going to be out in the pasture, out in a field, out in a barn. It wanted to be closer to you. It came in to play this role, to create the feelings and all the lessons and everything that was learned and all the growth that was made through the loss of this animal. But it can return, or has returned, as a pet that now can be closer to you, sitting in your lap, sitting by your side, being in your home, being, you know, something like that, something that you would have closer to you and at a more regular basis. You are very connected to the animals. There's a little sense of the St. Francis energy there, right? The one that you can speak to the animals, you have connection to the animals. You could go out into the forest and you can sense, if you do it right, you can sense it, you can be it with nature, you can sense the animals, and you can just sit there and be in total respect to nature itself. And that is your happy place. And so honor the love of the animals while they were here with you. Know that they also play a purpose. They will fly in front of your car, run in front of your car, getting you to stop because you were distracted and your mind is going off in 20 different directions. And this little animal comes in and throws itself in front of your vehicle to get you to slow down, to get you to stop and think, to get you to understand that you need to make some changes, that something in your behavior needs to be, you need to be brought to alert to. And maybe even there's a meaning behind the actual animal that came, a deer, a squirrel, a bird, or whatever it is, something that comes in front of your car and either you hit it or you almost hit it, right? And so you look up the animal that is catching your attention. What is its message? What is the shamanic message of this animal? There's so much messaging and so much heart and soul connection. The animals are here as spirit guides. The animals are here to teach. Everyone is like, oh, you're going to evolve from these lower beings to these higher ones. Really, have you ever been around the animals? They are high beings. They are beautiful high beings. And they are here teaching and sharing and teaching you to love unconditionally, teaching you to be kind, teaching you many different things, how to connect, they're giving you someone to talk to. They're great therapists, right? And so take those animals and love them, take your families and love them, take the messages and the information, prioritize yourself, get things in the right priority in your life. They're great messengers. But we do feel like that little one, we don't even remember the rest of the question. We just remember that the young one that passed. We do feel like if it hasn't come back already, it's coming back. And that's the message we have.
Lovely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now, the next one is from Maya Stanislawska. Her father died last year and was told that at the time she would come into the full potential psychically and spiritually. However, a year later, she's feeling lost in this area. She would like to know why, or what she should do.
So we need you to reframe the question. She wants to know if she's supposed to move.
When the father died,
mm-hmm.
she was told that she would come into her full potential psychically and or spiritually, but it hasn't happened. She's feeling lost as to that happening. So we'd like to know why.
She's supposed to come into her psychic abilities after her father died. That is interesting. We'd like to know more about that. Like, where did that information come from? Because you have always been in your psychic abilities. You don't have to wait for someone to pass or to bump your head or to do any of those things. You are all very beautiful beings that are already psychically in attunement. It is psychic abilities. They are not any different than, say, the other muscles in your body, right? You go to the gym and work out. If you don't work out, you start to lose the muscles, right? Psychic abilities can be a lot like that if you're not using it. Take math, for instance. When you do math every day, you get really, really quick at it, right? You're getting really, really quick at it. And then you don't do math for a very long time. And somebody says, hey, what's 24 and 78? And you're like, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3. And you're using your fingers and you're counting. But before you would have been able to knock that answer out. Now, psychic abilities are the same way. You're going to be using them. You want to use them. Get yourself some oracle cards. Get yourself some tarot cards if you like those. Find something to interact with your psychic abilities. Sit down, channel write out messages to yourself from the channel letters. Write a question, write out what you think the answer is. Be in some sort of communication and psychic work with your higher self and with that team that you work with. You need to practice it. It's not just going to show up one day and be like, ding, here I am. For some people, maybe that happens, but for most of the population, you have the intention, you want to have this experience. Again, just like we said at the first part of this, don't go looking for it. Don't be sitting there wondering where it's at. Get out of that thinky part of your brain and get into the creative part of your brain. Make it up, right? How many times, what if somebody said, okay, for Halloween, I want you to pretend you're an oracle and I want you to sit down here and people are going to come to you and I want you to just pretend that you are a psychic and you're going to tell them something. That is the best thing that you could do, because you're going to get out of your way. You're going to start making things up for this person just to be silly. And it's actually going to mean something to that person you're talking to. We almost guarantee it for you. Practice it like that. Practice it with friends. Practice it with family. Practice it with self. Start being in that creative energy and start making that all happen and see how it comes in after that. It is not like a light switch that you turn on and off. You are always in it. You're always in communication with the body. You're always in communication with your spirit and with the other aspects of you, with the other timeline versions of you, with the other dimensional versions of you. You are always in these forms of communication. Now you need to learn how to separate it from what your third dimensional body thoughts are, to your higher self body thoughts, to your other dimensional self thoughts. They come in so many different forms, but they use the voice in your head. Now you notice when Tracy is channeling that the voice is changed. We do that for you. We do that for her. It doesn't have to change. She could sound exactly the way that she sounds. It doesn't have to change. We do that so that you can say, oh, when it sounds like this, it's Tracy. When it sounds like this, it's Daniel. And when it sounds like this, it's another collective, and that it's another collective. And it's done on that way on purpose for you, because you are auditory beings first, and you hear us first before you feel it. And if you were to just be in the energy of it, if you were just in the empathy of it, the telepathy of it, you would feel the energy shift and change. And even as we talk, the energy feels different to you, but the first thing you notice is the sound. It sounds different. So start paying attention. How do I feel when I'm in this room? How do I feel when I have that thought come into my mind? Is it different than when I'm thinking about something I need to do during the day and getting my itinerary going? You will get this figured out. You are already a psychic being. Get in touch with your father. He will help you. He will help you bring it all in, but just relax and let it flow to you. Don't go looking for it. Be in the flow of it. Okay?
Okay. Excellent. Next one is from Jennifer, who's has some concerns about 2 young children, aged 6 and 7, and thinks they're residue from past life trauma. The oldest child has nasal congestion and daily headaches that she's getting unsatisfactory answers for. And the youngest one has a hard time trusting any females that she's not close to, and all males in general. So is it past life residue?
We don't have names. Sometimes it's hard to find the right souls that we're speaking of. And these, if we were talking about the person that is asking the questions, a little easier, but now we're extending this out to some children connected to that person. So give us a moment. We're going to see if we can connect to this question. I want to look at why is there a headache there? Why is there a headache there? We can only assume things in this storyline because we don't have enough information, and there's no way to ask questions with this because we do not have the person in front of us. It feels like there could be something. It could be something in the food. Because we are not doctors, right? We are not doctors. So we do want to say that to you. What we want to say is that we want you to pay attention to the diet. Maybe there's something in the diet. There's something. We're asking if we can do this with this young soul. We want to work with removing toxins from the body, right? And everyone wants to do this, we think, right? And we all want to remove these toxins from the body. Past life correlations, yes, there is something that they came in with. There is something there to clear, but that is their path. They chose it, and that is their journey to work through that. What she can do on her part, yes, you can pray over the children. You can call in if these are your children, you call in the authority over them and ask to remove anything that is not necessary for them to experience for their life purpose and experiences that they chose to have in this life. We don't ever want to assume that we know what another person's path is. And so you want to be respectful of their path. Only the highest and best good. And if it is in alignment with their path, may this be removed. And we ask for that with toxic energy. We're feeling something move with that right there as we set that intention. And as everyone is setting this intention for yourself, for these children. There is if the one asking the questions is attached to the past lives that are in question, then you have the power to remove the past lives, but you do that through healing it in yourself so that they do not have to come in and act this out with you. So heal it within yourself and bring forgiveness in for all who are part of this dynamic. We hope that made sense. And then we're just asking for the energy. And if there's anything in the system that could be cleared away for them now, so that they don't experience the discomfort, the headache, discomfort, whatever is in the body that is causing and creating that. May that be worked through. May you find your answers to that. If it does not go away, then we call in that you are guided perfectly to the person or the people who will hold the answer for you to help you get that resolved. And let that, if that is indeed part of the journey, let that happen, and let it happen in the fastest route possible. And we're sure that those who are listening are also agreeing. We want to find relief for this child. We want to find relief for this family. And so we call it in for you. And we call in help in resolving any past life situations that need to be resolved in this case, to bring about more quality of life for the whole family. And everybody can start stepping into their joy and be done with the burdens and the hurt and the pain. All right. Do you want to add anything to that, Judy? Are you picking anything up with that?
Not at this point. The other child there had that personality trait of not trusting females and distrusting all males.
When you say she was distrusting the females and the males, we saw the Catholic Church system with the nuns and the priests, possibly a Catholic school scenario with that one, where there was abuse on both ends of that. And if that resonates, work on clearing that. If it doesn't resonate, let it go. It's okay.
Yes, that one definitely felt like residue.
It does, yes. It's definitely there. So we say to everyone, if you feel or sense anything with the things we talk about, we do want you to be respectful of other people's energy. Offer it out if you have healing energy to offer out, and we ask that it be received if they are in a place where they are willing to receive it. And so we always imagine it's floating above you like a little bubble or like a big Christmas present, and if you're ready to receive it, it'll pop and shower over you with all the goodness, right? And so we want to put that out there. But with their free will, we want to honor that if they are open to receive it, they will. And if they are not ready, that may it wait for them for a time when they are. And that might be the reason we were feeling that, is we felt some energy come in, like, I know how to fix this. And like this energy was just being blasted at him. It's like, no, please don't bring energy in like that. Bring it in soft and gentle and offer. And let it be flowing with the free will, and let it be the choices of those who are being affected by it to take that in if they want it. Okay. All right. Are we ready for the next one?
We are ready for the next one. And the next one is from Claudia. Now, I'm just going to slightly reword this question. There is some speculation that on October the 4th, there is going to potentially be some energy that will affect humanity. Is there anything that you can tell us on that?
Well, we know what that full question, what that was. What we want to say is, did that information create fear for you? And when you look at information, when you are watching something, reading something, listening to someone, did it create fear? And if it created fear, then what is it that you would like to clear? What is showing up for you that would like to clear, that is in a fear-based energy that is attracting you to fear-based information? And what we say is that there's always something every day that's happening, always something every day. You get to choose what do you want to experience with it, right? You get to choose, do I want to focus on something joyful, or do I want to focus on a tragedy? Do I want to focus on a manipulation, or do I want to focus on something that is manifesting and creating? Where do you want to put your energy? And we know your energy, Claudia. We know that you are an upstanding, wonderful healer of your energy. You are great with your offerings, and we know this about you. And so we want you to decide, because this is where everybody gets to do this, what version of this do you want? What answer do you want us to give right now? Do you want us to give you a positive, uplifting answer? Or do you want us to give you an answer that puts you in fear? Where does your energy sit? What is that saying in the memes? Spoiler alert, everything is going to be okay, right? Everybody is thriving, doing their path, and right exactly where they are meant to be. You cannot do it wrong. You're going to have an experience no matter what you do. And where you put your energy, where you put your focus is creating your reality. So we ask you, where do you want your reality to play out here? You can create whatever outcome you desire. And again, there's beautiful, powerful things happening every single day. And so focus on those, keep bringing love and light into the heart, see the world healing. We are thankful and grateful that all the leaders in the world are starting to awaken now to be mindful of the souls of this earth, to treat this earth well, to bring us, everyone, into the highest version of this planet it can be. Let's pray for that for the leaders. Let's pray for the leaders to be strong and healthy of mind and look out for their people and to do what's best for the people. Let's keep our focuses in those kind of beautiful spaces. Does that sound, what do you want to say to that, Judy? Do you have anything?
Yeah, no, it is wonderful to shift your focus to that perspective of governments, etc. It makes one heck of a difference to how you as an individual feel if you do that, rather than be pulled into what might be perceived as a negativity of certain actions. Shift your perspective.
Shift your perspective.
To that positive.
We want to clarify with the audience that you changed the way that question was written, because Tracy has a rule not to do politics or political type questions, but we wanted to address this answer, and so you restructured it to be less political in its own way, in whatever direction that was going. Would that be correct?
Correct.
Yes. So just so the audience understands why you said, I'm going to reword this a little bit and understand that, again, you have so much power, and as a collective that's getting stronger and stronger every day in your spiritual alignments, you're getting stronger every day in the creation of the new earth and building it into this place that you want it to be. And as you keep evolving, it keeps getting better and better, right? And all the judgment falls away, all the fear falls away, all the things that you want to manifest and create start happening. It's going to get beautiful, more and more beautiful. And you'll see even more shifts of that in the year 2024. There will be even more signs of it coming in, as this year was about kind of sweeping out all the dirt that's been put under the rug, right? You're getting all the little bits and pieces cleaned up here. And then we'll step into an even stronger journey in the year to come. Okay, anything else you want to say on that, Judy?
No, that was excellent. Excellent response. So the next question is from Shah Purvi, who is getting a lot of enjoyment doing multiple things and basically doing the things that they love and helping people. But from what I read, it's can be quite tiring or perhaps draining. And they wonder whether they're just doing too much and whether they should simply just stay at home with the family. So is asking the question, is it okay to get out of the comfort zone and push themselves doing the things that they love, or should they forget about it?
There's no balance in there, is there? It's like I either do or I don't. And what we want to say with that is, oh, there's so many ways to answer this question, but we want to make sure you're filling your cup, right? You're putting energy out for everyone else. But what we see with this is that, are you allowing others to do things for you? So the balance is off, and that is why you're tired. So you can't always be the giver. You must bring in the balance with that. How do you take care of yourself? How do you allow others to do things for you? Do you ask for what you need? Or are you always the one of service? And so finding that balance in there, because you're doing the things you love, that is a wonderful thing. But when you're tired, so exhausted at the end of the day, it's because your balance is off in your divine masculine and divine feminine, your giving and your receiving. And so we want you to focus on bringing that into balance, and don't overextend yourself. Absolutely. Your family needs you too. And so don't overextend yourself. Make sure that you are making time for yourself. And then as soon as you get out of the mindset that you're overextended in that way, and you start bringing in the balance, you're going to find that you do what you do now and maybe even more, and you still have time for your family, and you have time for other things that you want to do, and you're taking care of yourself. It all gets done, and there's plenty of time for everything, because time is an illusion. The only reason you feel like you're running out of time, or that you're exhausted throughout the day because you've got so much scheduled, is because you have this sense of hurry, or you have this energy going on that is shortening or creating the illusion of a shorter amount of time and not enough time for yourself. There's also something there that you're not looking at for yourself. When you want to distract yourself so much with the outside world, it's because there's something inside that you're not looking at. So it's time to take an inner journey and start looking at what is it that you're avoiding by being what everybody else needs you to be. So you're going to allow others to do things for you. You're going to look at what part you're playing in this, right? You're going, what am I avoiding? What am I not looking at? And you're going to take a little journey for yourself. You're going to bring in balance, and everything that you ever wanted all of this to be will start to form for you. Do you have anything to add to that?
Just something that popped in there was a question. What is it that you're trying to prove? So that might be something to ponder on and see what inner need there is to validate who and what you are.
Yeah, beautiful. That's good information for all of us, right? When we're looking at where are we finding ourselves in an exhausted place? What is it we're trying to prove? Or who is it that we're trying to get to see us, right? Who is it? What's happening there for you and your personal journey? What are you hoping this will accomplish? That's beautiful, Judy. Okay, what is our next one?
The next one is from Alina, who a couple of months ago went on a vacation combining, went to an island combining a work with a vacation, and experienced some odd scenarios where she fell and hurt her hip, and 3 days later had a bad fall and broke her elbow and injured her wrist. She asks, why did she have this accident, and what was the lesson, and what should she do to move forward with her life?
Well, we know what you're thinking right now, right? What side? Which side? What hip? What wrist? And that's going to play a part, isn't it? What we see with that is that they were trying to slow you down. You're trying to, again, the balance is kind of going to fit in with the last one, isn't it? It's creating some balance there. You went to the island to do some work, and maybe what you needed to do is go to the island and play and do nothing and take the pressure off yourself. Maybe for both of these, what we want to say is, if you feel like you have to do something, it's no longer fun, right? Well, I have to do that. I have to get that done. I have to do it. And it's no longer fun. And if you're putting that kind of pressure on yourself, it goes back to Judy's thing. Why? Why are you doing that? What are you trying to accomplish there? And why didn't you just take that time for yourself? You know, when you leave this body and you go into your little heavenly realm and you look at that, you'll be like, what the heck was I thinking? I was on this beautiful island, and instead of just being present with it, I was so distracted with this work thing I was trying to do. And so your body was trying to slow you down. It was forcing you to take some time to yourself. Only now you're taking time to yourself with the aches and pains, and instead of being in the enjoyment of it. But we'd like, again, Judy, what do you get with that? Because this is actually an area Judy is very, very schooled in with her soul speak practice that she does.
I didn't read the entire question because it was quite long, but there was also mention of being in a state of stagnation in a hometown. So what was coming through to me at this point in time was, well, certainly a change of direction. So if she went to the island with wanting to promote the same direction that she was currently working in, but experiencing the stagnation, well, it feels that it was very definitely a time to shift away from whatever that was into something new, and to feel out what it is that they would very much like to be doing, as opposed to what they think they should be doing.
Beautiful. So there's a lot to think about there. Wonderful information. Thank you.
And of course, the slowing down with the physical problems gives you the time to really look at that and think about it. Yeah.
Very much. Wonderful. All right. What do we have coming next?
Maggie would like to know what is her specific role in this world and everything that is going on. What did she come here to do?
What did Maggie come here to do?
Yes.
We feel the explorer in her coming up right away. It's like seeing, exploring, observing, looking, taking in information. And we're just like looking through her eyes, like, wow, we just want to see, what can we see? What can we experience? We're asking, is there any information that would like to come forward for Maggie right now? What we want to say is sometimes, Maggie, it feels like when things happen, it feels personal. Something somebody says, something that happens, something someone does, it feels personal. But what happens, Maggie, is you trigger people. And in a good way, we don't want to make that sound like a bad thing. You come in with your energy and with your optimism, you come in to do things. People get triggered. They get triggered and then they project that back to you. Or they create conflict for you in some way, or say something to you and you feel like it's personal, and it's not. And so we want to take that out of the picture for you. We want you to realize that what you do is you come in and you be your true and genuine self, because you're showing other people how to do that. But in doing that, and as a lot of you know, as you stepped into your true nature, your true self, there was a lot of resistance from other people because they don't know how to do that and they're scared to do that. And they see it in you and you're showing them something about themselves that they're scared to do. And so it turns into this weird projection of their energy. And so we want to say, when you come across things like this, it feels personal. We want to say it is not personal. It is not personal at all. When people you thought were your friends back away, when you meet somebody and it just seems like there's no connection, when you got a coworker that seems like they're constantly making trouble for you, it's not personal. Your high vibrational energy, when you come into a space, you trigger people into when people need to step up, when they are not doing things as much as integrity as they could be, and they need to step it up. That's what your energy almost demands from them. And so when you come in and they feel like they need to step it up, it's exposing them to themselves about where they're not being authentic and true, where they're not being in integrity with themselves. And so nobody wants to admit that they're not in their own integrity, right? They don't want to be, they're the victim. They can't be the reason for these things happening, so they project it off. Somebody else needs to hear this too, or maybe a lot of you need to hear it. There's something going on. It's not personal. You are activating somebody and their ego is in resistance to it. There is this not worthy energy going on, this trauma from another time in their life that's going on, that's surfacing for them, and they don't know what it is, right? They're not awake yet, so they don't understand this energy that's happening and that's being projected. So what we say to you, Maggie, is that you are an activator, and that you will learn more about how to use this activation. You may also become a channel if you're not already doing it. But when you do that, you you bring in activation for people to remember who they are, and then it's easier for them to clear this energy. And you can do that intentionally through doing sessions with people, or you can just do that by being in their presence and being in their world, right? And so just know that some people are going to love it and accept it and be so excited about that energy, and then other people are going to feel threatened by it in their own ways because their fear of this change is coming. And what do you want to tell her, Judy? What do you see with her?
Just the words that came in was, well, hang in there, Maggie. This will help you understand it.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, so very powerful, very fun. Keep doing what you're doing. Learn as much as you can. Keep opening up, and what feels right, take it, and what doesn't, let it go. That's going to be our theme today, right? If it feels good, take it. If it doesn't, let it go. All right. What do we have next?
I find it rather interesting that your cat is moving around and my cat is moving around, came in and spoke to me regarding this next question. And this next question, and pardon me if I get the pronunciation incorrect, but Hirapisa asks, what is their connection with cats? They feel so attracted to them, it's crazy. They haven't got any and not sure whether they should offer a home to one. So I would like to know why.
She wants to offer a home to one. But it's almost, Tracy says, whenever somebody comes to me and says, should I get a pet? They come to her because they know she's going to say yes, get a pet. And so when you ask us this question, we want to say you only came to us to give you permission to go get the pet you already want to go get. Yes, go get a cat. And you just put it out to the universe, guide me to the right one. Guide me to the right one, because they usually pick you out. They're part of your soul family. They'll pick you out. And you'll know, you'll be one day, either you'll walk by a box of kittens and you'll be like, give them all to me, or you'll just feel one day really compelled to go to the animal shelter or something like that, and just follow those instincts, because when you open your heart to your animal, then your animal can start calling you in, and then you'll find it. The connection to the cats. Well, we always want to say when you're connected to the felines, you are part of the Lyran councils. You're part of the Lyran starseeds. They say, remember us, dear one. You are part of our family. Don't you forget it. And when you bring in this, when you are ready, you will bring into your life this feline, this cat. And when you do, there will be a bond there. You'll find yourself having conversations, thinking you're talking to this cat, but you are talking to your family. You are talking to your Lyran starseed family, and this is their way to bring back some energy. They will use that cat as a channel, if you will, to bring in frequencies and energies and downloads and activations for you through this cat. So many people are going, oh, is that what happens? Yes. That is why we fill our house with cats. It's not that you are the middle-aged single woman with cats. It's because you're connected to that Lyran council and you just keep getting more cats because you're like that energy, right? All right.
And don't worry about the crystals getting broken either.
Oh, yes, that's right. The crystals. Oh, you know what? This is so perfectly in alignment. We understand it now. When Tracy was getting ready, and it was right before she logged on to be with you, Judy, the striped cat that you're probably seeing in the background came all the way across her desk, and she was trying to get some stuff going, so she let him go. And right over on this side over here, you see the cabinet, right? And on top of the cabinet, it is loaded with crystals up top. And that cat jumped up there and walked through every one of those, not even knocking one over, and then jumped down on the couch.
Yep.
So yes, they know how to respect the crystals. So if that helps you, your crystals could be safe. If they're not safe, they'll tell you where they want to be, right? The crystals will talk to you too. So they'll tell
Absolutely.
you. Wonderful. All right. Anything else? What else do we have?
Well, I just want to check in. We've been an hour and 10 minutes from the start. So how are you going there?
Well, let's take one more question, and then yes, we need to wrap it up for her so she has a little rest between her next live event she's doing. So let's go ahead and one more question.
And this one is from Make Believe Girl, and it's also about pets, asking how do we best make sure our pets are safe in everything that is happening in the world? I'm reading here that there must be some laws that are being introduced where make believe is that perhaps is limiting their movement. That's an assumption, but isn't written that way.
So that there are laws that are being put in place that are limiting them with their pets. Is that what
it could be their pets, or it could be the people as well? But because the question was based around the pets, I'm making an assumption that maybe there's restrictions being placed upon animals or pets at this point.
We're not seeing that restriction, so we invite you not to see it with us. Don't see it with us, right? As we all band together and see the restrictions. There are no restrictions. We're not even going to validate them that there ever were there. And so we're releasing that. Let's release it. There was a thing Tracy used to say when she would say something, then she's like, oh, why did I say that? And she would say, cancel, cancel. And so let's cancel that thought about any kind of restrictions coming in. Use your power. Whatever timeline you end up on, darling, whatever timeline you end up on, you're going to have an experience. Wherever you're putting your energy, that's going to be how you experience it, right? And so we want you to decide what is the outcome you want and how committed to that outcome can you be as far as setting your energy on that, and not to give attention to the thing that brings you fear. Don't put your attention on that. Put it on the outcome you desire. And we know that that can seem a little bit hard, like, but if I'm not paying attention to that, I don't want it to sneak up and bite me in the butt, right? But no matter what, if your attention's on that, it's going to happen, right? But if your attention is being focused on something better, then at least now you have a potential something better, a new creation that's in the works, that's in the etherical realms. And you just hold gratitude that you are safe, your animals are safe, you're all protected. And just live in your heart like that is already happened, that is already done. This is already complete. It's falling away. Can you feel it? It's falling away. It's just moving right out of your reality, out of your existence. And just let it keep falling away and let it move away. And if something persists in that area, ask why. Why does this keep showing up for me? What is this showing me? Because maybe there's something there that you designed, by the way, no one else, you designed it. So if it's showing up again and you're not able to clear that energy, ask why it's there and start going into that area. Why is it here? What is it showing me? What am I meant to learn from this? Because these animals and this experience is here to teach you something. And it's here to show you something. You helped design it. You put it into place. Don't get mad at us for saying that, because everyone does that, right? We don't know why in this conscious state of humanity, you don't know why you set tragedies and hardships up for yourself. But in hindsight, you can look back at them and see how you grew, see how you expanded, see how you overcame, and how it made you a stronger person, how it helped you step into your power, how it helped you awaken, whatever it might be. So there's something here for you. If it doesn't clear just from you shifting your thoughts away from the thing you don't want, then find out why is it still here, because it's there in your highest and best good. And that is the only way it can be there. If you are calling in only my highest and best good, and it is there, then it's there because it's in your highest and best good and you are learning from it. Okay, do you want to add to that, Judy?
No, that was lovely. That was lovely. Thank you. Just that constant reminder of.
We are not here to say that that's not a difficult thing when your world is literally mirroring back to you this thing, and then we're saying now change your mind, and that mirror will change. And it's kind of hard to understand how that works when you're looking at this reality. We understand that that can be tricky, especially when it's something that is scaring you or intense or could change your world and your reality and the way that you live. And we're saying, now just change your mind. And we understand that that can be difficult. So if you're finding it hard to do the bigger things that way, start with the little things. Start with something little and start changing your mind about that. Maybe you have a spouse that leaves their dishes on the table or the nightstand, or they leave their shoes laying out or something like that. And now you're living in a world where that doesn't happen. And now you're communicating. I'd really like that for you to just move that to the sink and rinse that, or pick up after yourself. And I live in that reality now. And you're just seeing it as if it's done, seeing it as if it's done. Start with something small, work your way up to the bigger things, if that is helpful. We know that some of these changes are going to take a little bit of time for you to restructure that belief system and move out of it. But again, if you think about it, this construct, we always bring it back to the video game, right? The video game is a program. The walls are there because that's a program. The characters in it are there because it is part of the program. The storyline is there because it's part of the program. So how do you change it? You go in and you rewrite the program, and then you can move these things around, change the characters, change the story, move the walls around, do a different scenery. Change your program. Change it. All right. Anything that you want to add before we bring Tracy back in?
That was wonderful. It was just fantastic advice for absolutely everybody in every situation.
Yes, we thank you so much, Judy. We thank you, audience, for being here. We thank everyone for all this powerful energy you're bringing, those who are listening live, those who will listen later. We'll bring Tracy back in for you, and we look forward to the next journey with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Whew, that was a lot. So that was good information. There was a lot of stuff where I'm like, I got to apply that more. I got to do that more. So I know I had something out of that. I hope you guys did too. I'm looking over here because I'm seeing some of the chats that are going on, and just real thrilled that we did get to do that. And you guys all need to thank Judy for that, because she's always the one that says, when are we doing the next Q&A? So just want to thank Judy for everything she's always doing for us, for Daniel, for me. We thank you so much. And
we thank you.
We thank you, the audience. Yeah, bringing your questions, everything that comes through. I do think there's messages for all of us and each of us.
Absolutely. You know, I just, with that, shifting that perspective, there's something that has been looming in my mind. And I just turned that around during this interaction this morning, and I'm seeing it from a completely different perspective. And I just feel so much more comfortable now. It's just, shifting that thought that is life-changing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing. Yeah. So
well, I hope everybody tries that. I know I'm going to, and I've seen it work. You know, I've done that in my life where it's like, you get sideswiped with something, so you have your moment in that, and then it's like, wait a minute, I can change this. And then I start working with that confidence of knowing I've done this before, I can change this. And it doesn't take long at all. Like you said, it was like just the thought itself changed it.
Bang, just like that.
And you felt that energy shift in your body. And remember, it's our energy that's attracting to us what we're experiencing. So when she shifted that, she actually felt her energy change in her body. So now it's automatically going to attract something different. Yeah,
well, the outcome can either be one way or the other of this scenario, but it's also understanding the higher perspective of why it was happening in the first place, which is really interesting.
Yeah, wow.
And I got it. I got it.
Rattle.
Yep.
I love it. All right, you guys, I'm going to go get ready to come back on live with Julia in just a little bit here if you're watching live. If you're watching at a later time, it's the Metaphysical Hour with Julia Cannon and myself, and that'll be in my playlist or on my YouTube page. So come check that out as well. Thank you, Judy. Don't forget to sign up for the messages from the Sacred Lands of the Earth. That's tomorrow, Saturday, September 30th, 3 p.m. Pacific time. I forget that not everybody's watching live. Sorry, you guys. if you missed it, the link will still get you to the recording. If you can't make it, but you want the full experience and you caught it in time, sign up and you'll get a copy. Even if you can't be there, you'll get a copy of the full video and a copy of the audio of Judy's meditation and Arcturian Daniel's message. And there was something else I was going to say with that. Oh yeah, the YouTube code. Loyal listeners, you get 10 or 20% off. I think it's 20%. It's $7 it comes off. It's $35 for the journey. It brings it down to 28. So you put the word YouTube in the promo code. Okay. Anything you want to share?
It'll be another fascinating journey. It'll be really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
What
I never know what it's going to be. So I'm with you guys going, I wonder what they're going to talk about. But yeah, it's so cool. All right. Anything else? Are we getting anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. I will have the link to Disclosure Fest. That's going to be in November. That's a Vegas event, Las Vegas, November 9th, 10th, and 11th. We're going to have a QHHT panel there. Judy didn't get to stay long enough to be part of that, or she would have been.
I could fly over.
She just left the US and now we want her back again. Yeah, just fly on over for that. But Saturday night, we're doing a QHHT panel at the Disclosure Fest in Las Vegas. It's disclosurefest.org, or go to the link down below in the description. All right, Judy, I'm going to have to say my goodbyes. Love to you. Love to all of you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much.